Well, we're in the new year, 2020, new decade, and according to apparently I heard a commentary on the Chinese astrology in the lunar year. Not only is the Chinese New Year upon us as well, but it's also part of a larger cycle of a Chinese lunar process. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's about a 60-year cycle. And it's a new one of those. So it's going to be, in theory, quite a momentous year for us in 2020. And sometimes we get to New Year and we get to resolutions and we talk about these things, and the statistics are, I think, that they say about 8% of people who make New Year resolutions actually follow through and keep them. So 92% of us make a resolution, or those of us that do make a resolution, 92% of us don't actually follow through with that resolution. But I think it's a really important thing to do, to sit back sometimes and contemplate. And perhaps that's a great thing about a new year, is you can sit back and say, okay, so what am I going to achieve this year? What do I want to achieve? Where am I actually going? What are my goals? What are my objectives? And if you haven't got any, then, it's the old story. If you don't have a plan to go anywhere, then anywhere's okay. And the short answer is most of us don't really want that. We actually have an idea where we want to go. We're just not prepared to put ourselves in a position of actually committing to it, and committing to it perhaps in writing, so we can see it, because then if we don't achieve it, we might feel like we've failed. But the other side of the coin is, if you put it in writing and you put it down there, and you put it out there to your family and your friends, then it's more likely you'll actually achieve it, because you've actually got a motivated goal which is now stated, and there's nowhere to hide. So if there's nowhere to hide, what you have to do, you have to achieve it. So I think that's a really important thing to think about in your life. If you're having a think around some goals and objectives you want, then put it out there, write it down, and just see whether you can actually get to that goal and objective. And even if you get close, but you've gone towards it, that's a win, because life is not always about getting to the destination. It's often the journey. So enjoy the journey and have a great year. Cheers.